This studio vlog is brought to you by our friends over at Skillshare. I'll be covering more about what I'm learning on the platform, but without further ado, let's jump into the vlog. So hello everyone, welcome back. If you are new here, my name is Sheena and I'm a digital content creator and illustrator based in New York City. So I am starting this vlog off from a new local coffee shop. I've been trying to go around and scope out some new spots to get admin work done, just to get a break from my office. While I do love my studio, I do want to kind of change up the scenery from here and there. We also saw these super cute plants. You all know Dustin and I have like 20 plants. We're obsessed. But this spot was so cute and I definitely see myself coming back. So we got back home and I had to jump right into packing orders. I've really been trying to honor my processing time of 1 to 2 days, especially with Etsy's new Star Seller program. If you are a day off with sending or processing, if you don't answer inbox messages within 24 hours, you get dinged for all of these things. So I've been super lucky to be a 5-star shop for basically the entire 3-year period that I've had a shop. However, the other 2 metrics can be kind of hard to stick with, especially if you have modifications to orders. And so I'm trying to be more proactive. If anyone wants anything custom ordered, I make sure to move their ship by date and again, process them as soon as I possibly can. So if you have ordered in the recent days, thank you so much for continuing to support my small business. Brooklyn Post is still going strong and I'm really looking forward to this holiday launch as I've worked on at least 4 new designs, 2 new product lines, and I'm trying to get my enamel pins remade. So stay tuned for all of that. There is so much to come, I promise, and you all will be able to see that here. But yeah, thank you for supporting my shop. I appreciate it so much. And as always, if you haven't checked it out, I will have it linked below. All right, so moving right into renovation content, I captured Dustin and all his excitement. He really loves doing this stuff, you all. I promise he literally does what he loves for a living. So the first thing we're gonna do is get this 45-degree angle cut on the desk because as you all know, I'm doing an L-shaped desk or workstation. And so Dustin is building it from scratch because I couldn't find anything online that was super bulky. And I think I'm showing this footage because I do find it to be interesting, but to also inspire you all that if you have something in your workspace that is just not working, you can try to build something yourself, whether it means shelving, modifying a bookcase. These options are available and you don't have to be like the handiest person around. If you were anything like me several years ago and didn't feel comfortable using these tools, you can actually go to your local hardware store and have them cut it for you for free. So definitely don't give up if your workspace does not work, especially if it's stopping you from being efficient. So I knew with this huge L-shaped workstation that I'd be able to not only do amazing time lapses from different angles, but just pack a lot more orders at one time. So Dustin has cleaned up everything for me and now he is attaching these hairpin legs. I actually got these directly off of Amazon. They were only about $50 for 4 legs and they're super heavy duty, like super industrial. As you can see, they're fairly easy to attach, especially from what I'm seeing now in this footage, and I love the aesthetic. I just really don't like super bulky furniture, especially in small spaces. And as much as I do need the storage space, I have that in my closet. I have that in the Ivar shelf, so there's no need to have those huge storage spaces for the desk. Like, I hope that makes sense. But most L-shaped desks that I see, they have huge filing cabinets at each end, and that's not what I'm looking for. So as I say that, I know you're seeing a filing cabinet in the shot, but we're just actually using this to prop the desk up while everything dries and also while the wood expands in the space. So we're giving it maybe like 48 hours to expand, and then Dustin will come back and really seal things up and get it perfectly how it needs to be. But here is the finished product so far with the Alex George set helping to prop it up for now. And I absolutely love the way this looks. I mentioned in the last vlog that I got the wood from Wayfair, but you can also get something fairly simple and looks a lot like this from IKEA. Now, one thing to note is that this piece from Wayfair was pretty pricey because it is solid birch and it's pretty thick. It's about 1.5 inches. So if you decide to get the one off of Etsy, it might be slightly thinner, but will still get the job done. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the vlog. If you are new here, my name is Sheena and I'm a digital content creator and illustrator based in New York City, and I'm coming to you live from the new studio space. So if you all saw the last vlog, then you know that I just moved. I'm still in Brooklyn. I just moved from one building to a different one, and I can definitely say, even though everything is not renovated and where it should be, that this is going to be a long-term space for us. So get used to seeing this because we're gonna be here a while. The whole fiasco with the old apartment, I don't really want to bog down this video with that, but it was just time to move on. We barely made it a full year there because it was horrible, y'all. So it's just so nice to be in a space that is so much more quiet. The light is just, as you can see, absolutely beautiful in this space, and I get to have a door that I can close and really just focus and get creative. So just look forward to seeing a lot more cool content coming from me in this space, and I hope you all love it. Now, I plan to do an even more in-depth tour once I get everything out of boxes and where they belong, but right now I'm still sorting through things. We have to paint. Dustin has to hang a few shelves and pegboards for me, so I don't want to keep doing tours that are incomplete, but as I film studio vlog content, you will kind of see the evolution of the space. So before we get going into all of the updates and what's been going on, I first want to give a shout out to this Etsy seller who really came through for me. Today is November 6th and it's actually Dustin's birthday, and seeing that he just lost his best friend, we just lost Dakota, that I thought it would be a really nice gesture to get something custom made for him. And so I reached out to the seller, George. He owns a shop, Favorite Paws, on Etsy, and he did an amazing job creating a custom piece of Dakota, and I just wanted to show you all and of course give him a much deserved shout out. So this is the piece. I had it framed, so that's why it kind of has like a lot of light bouncing off of it because of the glass, but I'll be sure to insert a photo so you all can see what it looks like. But just an amazing job, and George actually caught Dakota in all of his essence, and he was able to do a super quick turnaround time, which can be unheard of with custom pieces. So I feel like as an Etsy seller and Etsy shop owner, I know the pressures of running a shop and to have a really amazing customer service and communication. So shout out to George of Favorite Paws. If you guys want to grab one, be sure to tell him that I sent you. Please support him because he deserves it. Just did an amazing job. So thank you, George. Now, on to updates before I lose any more light. So first off, I feel like it's been a while since I've done like a sit down type of video like this. So I do want to let you all know those videos are coming back. I know it's been like more than a year since I've really sat down and done an advice or Etsy tips video, but to be completely honest, I just felt like my confidence wasn't in it, my heart wasn't in it, and I didn't want to just come on here and make content for you all that I did not believe in. Not saying that I don't own an Etsy shop anymore, that I'm not a business owner. I'm still doing all of those things. It was just difficult at times to come on camera and really feel good about myself. So I'm now getting to a better space mentally, which means even more content for you all, and I hope that you can appreciate that and understand. At times I feel like we're all human, but when you create content and you're trying to be consistent, it can come off as robotic at times when you're just cranking out things and your heart is not in it. So I just wanted to make sure that I was doing that and it was coming from a pure and organic space. So be sure to continue tuning in, to subscribe if you are not, because more of those advice videos are coming. So with that said, I need your help. If you're watching this video, then I would love to know what you'd like to see on this channel moving forward. Now, it can be things from the past that you'd like for me to bring back. It can be new content recommendations, but I am so open to knowing what you all would like to see, because while this is my channel, this channel is also for all of you. So please, 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 please let me know what you'd like to see. And while we're at it, I think it's also a great time to do a Q&A. So if you have any specific questions for me, you all know that basically nothing is off limits unless you want like my social security number or my address. But go ahead and drop those questions below. I'll also be doing a post on Instagram to collect even more questions, but go ahead and drop them and I'll be sure to do some type of like either sit down or draw with me Q&A to go through all of your questions. So with that said, everything is still going really well. Dustin and I have been in the spot about 2 months now, and so we're still trying to get things where they need to be, and I just really look forward to making more interior design type of content. For those of you who don't know, Dustin and I used to have a channel together called Spoken Home, where we basically were renovating our brand new home that we built in Atlanta. It was like a custom craftsman home. It was beautiful, but obviously we sold it to move back to New York, so we kind of let that channel die down, but that passion has never left us. And now that we have a space that we can really spread out and get comfortable, I want to bring more of that content back. So if you all would like to see me go through the process of decorating the studio space and kind of getting things where they need to be, definitely let me know as well. I feel like I'm still going to be sharing it, but the encouragement is appreciated. So let me know if you still want to see that. But just letting you know, everything is very bare. Everything is very bare. That is subject to change. So we are in November, which means holiday merch, holiday prep, and you all have seen me go through that, I want to say twice already, through 2 seasons, and this will be my 3rd season having an Etsy shop and doing a December yearly launch. Even though I feel like everyone started back in like September or October, I am just now hustling through all of my holiday merch and content. So right now I'm focusing on scaling the business and doing more product offerings than I did before. Things like notepads, even more enamel pins. So thanks for bearing with me as I figure out that process. And of course, as I take these L's and figure out what I'm doing, you all are going to be able to see that too. So as you all know, when it comes to ordering products through a manufacturer and spending possibly hundreds of dollars, you don't want to just send your first prototype out there. You want to test it and make sure it looks good. So what I'm doing right now is focusing on doing my notepad prototypes, printing them out, using them, make sure I like them at home, and then I'll be submitting my orders by the end of this week, and fingers crossed I'll get them before the last week of November, which is when I plan to launch everything. Now, if you're like me and you're a little bit late or you procrastinated a bit on your holiday merch, I'm gonna be the first person to tell you to not worry about it. Do not stress yourself out. I was actually talking to Andrea and she mentioned a very good point that while you do want to get ahead of it and get everything manufactured because you don't want all of your items shipping late, the average person does not start shopping for holiday merch and gifts and gift wrapping paper and tissue paper until around the end of November, beginning of December, including myself. So if you have not jumped on it, do not kill yourself. It's gonna be okay. You still have some time. Now, do you have a lot of time? Not exactly, because it's gonna take at least a week and a half for manufacturers to print and ship your product. So if you're going to do a holiday launch, you got about a week, and then you are actually going to be a bit behind the game. Now, when it comes to all of that, I think one thing that you do have to emphasize in your shop is that you're going to have faster processing and shipping times. So you can't expect people to order something first or second week of December and then wait 2 weeks to receive it, obviously. So I'm gonna do my damnedest to accommodate and do 1 day shipping. So not 1 day arrival. I'm not Amazon, not 1 day arrival, but 1 day shipping and processing time so that people can feel encouraged to shop from my shop and get their things in a reasonable amount of time. So I know it's a huge undertaking, but this is part of the business. As most of you know, a lot of small shop owners, we experience a huge lull and slowdown time around the summer when people aren't really purchasing, and then during the holidays, we experience a spike. So this is when you get the biggest bang for your buck. So if you're a small business owner, I'm telling you right now, I'm here to tell you to get on it, start planning, do your prototypes, and if you're able to make items at home, even better, because now you're not waiting on a manufacturer to get your launches done. So my air conditioning just kicked in. If you guys can hear it, I'm sorry, but it's getting warm in here. So when it comes to the products that I'll be making at home, I still do art prints at home, stickers, and greeting cards. Everything else is going to have to be manufactured because I just do not have the time or really the resources to create all of those products in bulk. So that's about it. Those are most of the updates. I don't want to sit here and ramble too long, but I did want to come on here and give you all some real FaceTime. So not a voiceover, not me running around in a time lapse or super fast hands, but me actually sitting down and just letting you all know I'm still here, I'm still alive, I'm doing great, and I'm really looking forward to seeing like where the momentum of this channel is headed, what we're gonna have in the future. And as I mentioned before, your recommendations mean so much to me, so if you can share them below or drop your questions below for the Q&A, it will be so very appreciated. So I'm going to leave you all with this. I'm gonna try to include some other time-lapse content and just content of me getting work done. There might still be a little bit of a voiceover, so hopefully you all don't mind that. And I guess I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for all the support, all the love when it comes to Dakota. Your messages are super sweet, and Dustin and I have seen every single one of them, so thank you so much for that. And I guess give me a thumbs up if you enjoy the content. I'll see you in the next one. Now, before we move on to the full studio tour, I want to take a minute to thank our friends over at Skillshare. For those of you who've been on this channel for some time, you know how much I've loved and grown with the platform over the last 3 years. For those of you who have never heard of Skillshare, they're basically an online learning platform with thousands of inspiring classes made to unlock the creative in all of us. With classes ranging from design, entrepreneurship, productivity, and even more, Skillshare has something for everyone. Trust me. Now, a few classes I'm currently taking this month are Productivity for Artists by Brooke Glazer. And in this class, she discusses different methods of staying on top of your work as a freelancer using combos of digital and paper, which you all know I love as a bullet journal connoisseur. I also just started a video which is discussing social media for creatives. Many of us have to wear many hats, including managing our social media accounts. So Andy's class is geared towards building the right audience and turning them into lifelong supporters and clients, which we need to make money in this industry. So whether you're starting a new creative journey or freshening up on current skills, Skillshare is jam-packed with high quality, ad-free classes made to empower you along the way. And to help you get started, the team at Skillshare has partnered with me to give the first 1,000 subscribers the opportunity to check out the platform for themselves. So by clicking the link below, you'll be able to access a 1-month free trial of Skillshare premium classes. Go ahead and click the link below to start your journey and join millions of creatives learning on Skillshare today. Hey everyone, so welcome back. It is the next day and I decided that now would probably be a good time to show you the new space and where it is. Like I mentioned, it's nowhere near complete. Dustin and I have a lot of work to do, but we've gotten this far, so I'm gonna show you. So welcome to my new studio in Brooklyn. All right, so welcome in, come on in. As you walk in, the first thing you're gonna see is a spittle leaf that Dustin and I brought back to life. We're so proud of him. He's growing so beautifully. His name is Felipe. And then this beautiful piece that Dustin made for me. It is not 100% done, so I don't need the heckling, but we still need to seal it. And then Dustin is also gonna combine these two pieces together, but I got this piece from Wayfair of all places, and we were looking for very thick like butcher block, and as you can see, this one is about 1.5 inches thick, so pretty good, so no bowing or weird things going on. And then I just got some hairpin legs off Amazon in a 4-pack. So that's what we're working with. We have a long way to go. Dustin behind the camera can tell you guys more details, but that's what I know is happening. So we have an L shape, and this is where I'm going to be packing Etsy orders, hopefully doing some really nice time lapses, so nothing is as it's going to be. I plan to do some type of mural or cool wallpaper, painting something on this wall, because this is where I'll be like predominantly recording YouTube videos. I just have these two pieces that were made at an art fair by an artist. I cannot remember her name, but she did these in like 5 minutes, and obviously it's me and Dustin. That's a piece of Dakota that I showed you guys yesterday that I had commissioned. And then just some other random books, knickknacks, pencils. All right, so underneath this Alex drawer I've had for some time, and it's actually serving two purposes. Of course, I'm using it for storage, little knickknacks, thank you cards. It's also supporting the weight of these two very heavy pieces of wood. So if I move this, this entire thing will collapse. So we're gonna leave it right where it is. And I plan to reorganize all of that. I am still unpacking, so ignore the box. And then as we pan around this way, you all may get a little washed out, but I wanted to show you my desk area. So this desk is some crazy IKEA name that I cannot remember, but it's actually a standing desk. So if I pull out this little lever here, sometimes it's hard to pull, there you go. And then I just give it a nice turn. It actually turns into a standing desk. So that's what I love about it. But right now I just pulled up this random chair that we have, and this is where I predominantly work. The plan is to get a comfier chair, better lighting, and actually move the iMac away from this space onto the workstation space. But this is where I am all day, every day, this little corner. And then once we have a better lighting situation, I will show you all this beautiful skyline that we are blessed with outside. We get to actually look onto the East River and Manhattan, which is pretty dope. So now the other corner of the room, as you can see, this is the least refined and least finished. I have my boy here. I'm gonna find some place to hang him up. And then I have this really old filing cabinet from IKEA as well. It was no more than 50 bucks, and I just stored some random odds and ends, my Wacom tablet, some washi tape, things like that, and still figuring out if I want to hold on to it. I feel like everyone has this lamp. It's from Target, and it has an obnoxiously large bulb in it. We're not even going to talk about that. We're going to fix it up eventually. And then finally, my pride and joy. You all saw Dustin putting this together in the last studio vlog. It's the Ivar shelving system. And off the bat, it looks different, but I mentioned that Dustin cut the top of this system. So most people who have it, it's actually quite tall, but this one is about my height, which I think is perfectly fine because I can reach everything. So this area consists of a lot of packing envelopes, thank you cards, basic odds and ends, and then everything here is going to be for the Etsy shop. So good old Nick Cannon, Tia and Tamara, my two crickets, thank you to the person that named them. And then of course, Big Bertha down here, still going strong. I think this might be the year that I actually retire her, but she's still working, so we're gonna keep using her. And then at the very bottom, I'm just using that space to store a chipboard. Part of the reason why I put that down there is because chipboard is actually super heavy, and so it kind of helps to hold this thing in place as Nick Cannon is working and printing. And then over here, more odds and ends. I have old products in boxes. I have bookmarks over here, cello bags, packing tubes. Let me pull it out, packing tubes. I'm still testing out doing larger prints from my shop. And then other odds and ends that need to be unpacked and organized. And then TBD, but we're just gonna hide it away for now, TBD. And then finally, another really good find that I got from Wayfair was this rug. And it's funny because my girl Shanae has the same rug. It was not planned, but as you can see, it's just beautiful. It's minimalistic. It's not a super high like shag rug, which I like, and easy to keep clean for the most part. So it was no more than probably like 45 bucks, and again, perfect for this fairly small room. So that is the extent of the studio. I'm sorry if it wasn't like super exciting, but we're still working on it. And again, as I go through the iterations of this office, you all will see that here on YouTube. And if you're on Patreon, you get even more updates and behind the scenes of where I get everything. So I hope you all like it. I do love it here. It's a lot quieter. It's a designated space where I can close a door and really do work. And so I just feel really lucky and really blessed. And I hope we have a lot more like awesome content coming out of this room, this amazing space. So apologies for ending that vlog kind of abruptly, but I wanted to cut off here so I could start fresh with the new content next week. So thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope this beautiful time lapse makes up for it. And I just really, really appreciate your support and engagement over the last few weeks. I promise there are so many more videos to come on a more consistent basis. And if you haven't checked out Skillshare, again, that link will be below. This is your girl signing off, and I will see you in in the next one.